Ooh, ARK Survival Evolved, Genesis Part 2 theme. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll probably have it on loop actually, just for some background noise, because I am not good when it comes to having background audio. I don't do a very good job at it. If anything, it's just because I don't have like an actual like decent track set up where I could just like play it. I have music. It's just I don't have like a playlist of it, and I really should do that sometime. So from the looks of it, Wildwood just going to do missions, and I did see Sam's thing in Discord. I did see that. That's not a bad idea. I'm not against that idea of just bringing the Rexes over to do stuff. However, I would like to at least attempt, if we get to the point where we know we're about to do the final thing, I would like to at least attempt it with what we have currently. And then if we can't do it with what we have, then once the transfer is open, we can bring resources over. But I genuinely would like to try and do it with what we have on Genesis, because I'm going to be showing this off in just a minute. I've been getting a lot of work done this past week on the ARK server. I have been building up like crazy. I've tamed a lot of stuff. I'm getting like... I basically have it set up so that if we do get breeding pairs of creatures, we can actually start, hatching eggs and getting the imprinting going. Because I'm gonna probably try and tame another Rex, because I have one Rex right now. It's like a max level Rex I tamed, and if I can get another Rex and I can get like a breeding pair, then we can have pretty strong, decent Rexes that have imprinting, which is like basically what we want. So like I'm trying to do that right now, where I'm trying to get like all the creatures having breeding pairs so we can get the imprinting bonus. Let me just crack them with a code one. That is the plan. I've actually done that already with 2 dinosaurs so far, and I haven't really been focusing on the other ones yet, because I've been getting... I spent like all day yesterday just getting the new base set up and everything, which I will show that off in just a moment. So let me just take a sip here. But like I said, I'm not against Sam's plan. I think if anything, that's probably what we're gonna end up doing. However, I would like to at least give a lot of the stuff a try with what we have currently. We should be able to knock out a good amount of the missions today. The alpha ones, for some of them, might be a bit difficult. Like I had some issues with the alpha racing ones, because those are definitely like, you got to be really quick about that. Like I think there's like still 1 or 2 of the alpha racing missions that I need to do. Okay, thank you, Rockwell. All right, that's enough of the theme. But yeah. Tonight we are going to be jumping into more Genesis 2, obviously. Last week it wasn't too action-packed. Last week it was really just like first exposure to jumping into Genesis 2, getting a base set up, and then just, that was really about it. Maybe do like 1 or 2 missions. But tonight, I'm very hopeful that tonight is going to be a bit more action-packed, as we are established. We are established now, which means that we can start doing the missions more effectively. I've actually already done some of the missions. I've been knocking out all the racing ones, because those are like not really important, and they kind of add up to the mission counter. And I'll explain why I did that ahead of time. But I got some missions done, and then I've actually been building up the base. I've gotten all of the crafting. I've gotten like almost all of the crafting stations we need to do advanced stuff. We're doing pretty good. But it's already 8, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over, because I'm already logged in, because ARK takes a hot minute to log in, so we're gonna go ahead and jump in here. So I do kind of want to show off what I've done so far. Let me just get the music volume up a little bit. So last week we set up a really small base, and then like it wasn't really that much to it, but throughout the week I have been building up on Genesis Part 2, and as of yesterday I actually moved our base to a new location, a much more isolated location where we're away from people. And also it's on the corrupted ring. You can hear the lightning outside. So I'm gonna give a little tour. We are currently inside the building right now. I have a little I actually made all this yesterday, so yeah, it took me a hot minute. But um, the game recorder, or I guess this is the player housing. This is my little room. All the rooms are basically the same. They just have a bed and chest, but I did one for me, Inji, and Sam. I see that Inji's already kind of spawned in, and then Sam hasn't yet, so he'll probably be spawning in a bit. I don't know if Sam's going to start streaming in an hour or if he's going to start streaming shortly, but we'll see. We will regroup with him and Inji in just a bit. But this is the player housing. This is my room. So if you come out here, so this is kind of like the main hallway. We're still inside the building, obviously. So like this is the front door, which we'll go out there in just a minute. So I know you saw something cool out there, but this is Lug. He's a cool guy. I tamed him earlier. He's been doing stuff. He's cool. He just kind of wanders around our base. But this is the main hallway, so it's kind of like an intersection of 4 hallways, and each side of the building has a door, so it's like you can come in from any direction. You got a little tech elevator that goes up to the second and floor on the roof, but we'll get there in a second. All the rooms are labeled. All of the building parts are labeled, so this is the personal quarters. This is the crafting area. This is where we have like the mod crafting station. We have the fabricator. We have some of the S+ stuff. We have the smithy, and then we have the actual generator powering stuff. Because right now we don't have a tech generator yet, which we can probably make one in a bit, but we don't have a tech generator yet, so we're getting there. And then come out here. We have the kitchen. This is basically where we cook like all the food. We do the chemistry bench stuff. We have the cooker. I actually did go out and grind all the resources to get these crafting stations. They were kind of expensive, but you know, it's a necessity, as all this stuff is very efficient to have. I also got the fridge set up, and we got way more stuff here. There's a garden outside that we have now, and a beehive that I set up as well. I'll show that in a second. Little item collector, but it's off at the moment because I don't actually need it technically. So that's the crafting state. That's the kitchen, as I like to call it. Can you check out the campfire? I did notice you had campfire burning in the thing, NG. I turned it off because I don't know why I turned it off, but I was just gonna throw it in the industrial forge. Because that's the easier way to burn wood is the industrial forge. So I'll probably just throw all that wood in the industrial forge if that's the case. But we have the storage. It's very bare bones in the storage area at the moment because I'm gonna have like a whole wall of dedicated storage, which is like the this stuff, and it can hold one single resource, but like it has like a label for it and everything. I have not gotten around to making these yet. I want to do that soon though. We didn't have a forge. We do now. We do now. We do have a forge. It's outside though. You probably didn't notice it if you didn't go outside, but I'll actually show that here. So the forge is actually outside. It's right here. So this is where the forge is. It's outside the building. I didn't have any space to put it inside, so I just put it outside. However, I will go ahead and move all the resources you were talking about. I'll just go ahead and grab that. I'll do this for you, Inji. I should have actually done this earlier when I saw you were cooking all that wood, so here. But this is the forge. I put it outside because it was too damn big. So it's like just outside on like a little platform here. Also, we now have a tech replicator. I actually made this earlier today, like a few hours ago. As of a few hours ago, we now have a tech replicator. So we can actually start making some of the tech stuff now. We don't have a tech generator, so it's not powered. But if we get this powered, we can actually probably go ahead and make a tech skiff. Which I think Sam will very much like having a tech skiff. So, you went straight out the front gate to chop wood. Oh, my friend Inji. I must tell you the ways of gathering resources because it is so much more efficient now with the striders, which I will showcase in just a moment. But we do have a replicator now. We can also go ahead and actually craft element directly in the replicator with shards that we find, and that will be important in just a bit when I talk about that. So we can actually make element from the shards that we gather now, which is actually really nice, directly in the replicator. And we can go ahead and make a tech skiff later. And there's a couple tech things we can make as well. Like I want to get around to making what's it called? It's like a farming plot or something that you can get. And shut your face! I was literally only for 2 minutes before I went to bed. Don't worry. I understand. I understand. However, I think you will enjoy what I am going to show. Let's go back inside real quick though. I wanna show off the inside before I go outside. So we have a little tech elevator here now. We jump up and boom. This is what I like to call the breeding area. So this is where I have all the breeding stuff set up. I have a mating pair of owls. They're not high level owls though, but they are owls. So I have my own imprinted owl now, as you can see here. It's not like the best, but it's still an owl. I also have Velonosaurs. I actually have 2 high-level Velonosaurs that I've mated and I got an egg from, and I actually have my own imprinted Velonosaur now, which is actually pretty decently strong. I have one of the Maywings down here, because Maywings are really nice for baby raising. I actually went ahead and made this, which is the the egg incubator, which is actually really cool. Because you can just throw the egg in here and it will just incubate it automatically. Because apparently they changed it so that you can't just like throw an egg out and it'll be fine. Like it's actually a lot harder to incubate eggs now. I do have the modded thing as well, which also works. But I actually kind of like this because you can literally just hatch it directly from it and it'll just pop the baby out in front of you, which is actually really nice. So I'm probably gonna start using this more for eggs. I also tamed an Oviraptor, which the mod on our server actually makes the Oviraptors really nice. They actually make this little egg nest here, and they actually gather eggs passively. So this boy's been gathering a lot of eggs, so we can start making kibble from that if we want to. Yeah, it's a breeding area, and then we come up here, and this is the roof. And as you can tell, we are living in the corrupted ring now. We are really in the thick of it. And as you can tell, we are currently, I'm trying to get the map lined up. We are currently on the actually like super opposite side of the ring, essentially. I moved everything over. I did all of this building, I did all this yesterday. Basically the entire day I just spent building. Getting a perimeter wall set up to keep us safe because there's a lot of like, dangerous stuff out there that's actually kind of bad. But the wall keeps them out. I got like the roof up here where we can like have like our little Tabajara, which I tamed a few days ago, and the Maywings, and then there's some more dinosaurs down there, which I'll show off actually. So here, let's go outside. So here we are. So we have like I said, perimeter wall. It's we have a lot of space inside the wall to do stuff with, which I haven't actually done much with it. We have the nice little garden over here. This is where we're growing the vegetables and we're growing the we got the honey going right now. So we actually have a decent amount of honey going. We have the garden going, a little dung beetle. I actually found dung beetles, by the way. I found dung beetles finally. I know that doesn't make any sense when I say that, but like I actually was struggling to find dung beetles, but I think they finally got added back to Genesis, so we have dung beetles now. I'm sorry, take me some of my drink. We have a garden going. So we got the 4 necessities. We got the vegetables, all the vegetables growing, along with narca berries and tinto berries for healing brews. This is our Rex. This is the big boy. I tamed him like 2 days ago. This is I think max level Rex that I tamed with prime meat. So he's doing pretty good stat wise. I mean, he's still significantly weaker than the ones we have on the other island, on the other bases, but like she still holds her own. Like this is a decent fighter. What I actually want to do is I want to eventually find a male, and then I want to get like a breeding pair going so I can get imprinted Rex eggs, because imprinted Rexes are probably going to be much more important and much better to use than the non-imprinted one. But for the time being, we have a decent strong Rex, so I'm happy. It's also albino, which is like the same color as my first Rex actually in ARK that I tamed back in 2015. We got the Parasaur who has like sonar, so they detect when enemies are nearby. Obviously, we got the gas bag, which for anyone who was watching last week on Tuesday, this is like the thing that we tamed at the end of the stream. It has served me very well. This gas bag has been a godsend. I've also tamed a random assortment of creatures. I don't know why the shadows are weird. That's been some reoccurring lighting issue with the game at the moment. I don't know why it's happening. I have tamed a random assortment of creatures. I tamed a baryonyx for like water gathering with like fish and killing trilobites for chitin because I needed more chitin, so I tamed a baryonyx. I tamed a Daedon for healing, obviously. Can you do me a favor and see if you can make a transmitter? I don't need to actually. I'll explain why. And actually, I'll explain now. Let's skip those dinosaurs for now, and let's go to the tech striders. These babies. These are tech striders. Now, I'm just gonna do a TLDR. You have to do a certain amount of missions on Genesis Part 2 to be able to hack a certain level of to be able to hack the striders. You have to do a certain you have to do missions on Genesis, and depending on the level of the strider will determine what level strider I talk. Depending on the level of the strider, you'll have to do a certain amount of missions to be able to hack it. These two are like, these were like level 15-ish, level 20 when I tamed them, so they only required, I think, like 10, 12 missions. And for context, I have like, I think about like 12 or so missions done. I pretty much got most of the racing ones done. I haven't actually done the other ones though. But the reason I'm jumping over these guys now is because these two striders, I got very lucky with this, by the way. These two striders, they both have mining attachments, ironically. So the head attachment, I'll actually open the inventory of one of these real quick. Striders come with two different attachments. They have like the head attachment and then they have the body attachment. It just so happened the two striders I tamed came with attachments related to mining resources. So the attractor rig actually changes mine like general resources, but the excavator rig is what you have to have in order to mine stone and metal. So these two can basically harvest any resource in the game. Well, I mean, except for like meat and stuff. They can harvest thatch, fiber, wood, like anything from trees, anything from rocks, flint, clay, you name it. They can harvest any of it. I'll actually demonstrate that in a second. But for you, NG, since you were asking about a transmitter, we don't have to make one. Striders come with a built-in transmitter. And if I cut this on and I access the inventory, we can travel to another server from the strider. So these striders, these freaking giant mechanical giraffes literally have an inbuilt transmitter. So we don't have to make one. We can just use this to get back. So if you want to use if you want to use this board to get back to the island, you can, because they are transmitters. You have to cut it on though. It's like a little thing on the back though. But we can get off of Genesis 2 now with the striders because they have inbuilt transmitters. However, they also tech striders have beds. These motherfuckers literally have inbuilt beds, like legitimately. These actually serve as beds as well. And I will join voice chat in just a little bit, Sam. I mean, sorry, NG. I'm just doing a little bit of a tour. It's gonna give me my moment. But yeah, no, these striders are absolutely fucking insane. They're actually super freaking useful, and these ones are specifically meant for mining. I have not gone to tame a strider built for combat because I want to get a high level strider. However, I can't get a high level strider until I complete more missions. So that's why I'm excited for tonight, because we can actually knock out more missions tonight, which means we can actually get a higher level strider that has like combat attachments that can actually be used for like fighting and stuff. So I'm very excited for that. And then I have a little Bloodstalker there. I actually tamed him yesterday. He ended up being near the base, so I just decided to tame him. So yeah, Bloodstalker spawn here. And then the Rhino, which I just tamed as well, just randomly because I wanted a Rhino. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So this is the base. I'll give a like overview of it real quick actually, so you can get a better view of it. Sorry, my control key sometimes doesn't want to listen to me. Okay. So this is the base. I don't have a proper name for the base yet. I was gonna call it like Fort something. Like I was gonna give the base an actual proper name, but I haven't actually come up with a good name yet. But yeah, this is our new home on Genesis Part 2, and this will be our base of operations for doing stuff on Genesis Part 2 from now on. I do plan on adding maybe a barn, like a separate barn on like one of the corners. And I wanna expand the garden area a bit. And I do actually want to convert all of this into tech eventually, just for the aesthetics. However, one of the issues I've been having on Genesis Part 2 is Element has been very hard to come by. Kind of. Um, it's kind of hard to explain without showing it, but there's a few ways we can get Element, but there's not really a very consistent way to get Element in bulk. Um, there's a